Coach, as you really know that Bangladesh is not a very good T20 side. The fact figures shows that. Do you think Bangladesh must try something out of the box against Australia to pin them down in this situation? Because the way traditionally Bangladesh is playing T20, it's not getting them results. Especially they are not having a fiery start in the top of the order. There no late start in the finishing. So do you think that Bangladesh must try something new, a trick from your sleeve to pin down Australia in a situation where they lack some of their key players?
So yes, guys, and it's very frustrating continuously reading the negative articles about Bangladesh cricket team. It's why you guys say they're not a very good T20 team is beyond me. I think we've got some wonderful players. For sure there's room for improvement, but I think the ingredients are there to be a really good T20 team. We know we don't have the physical attributes of a West Indies team that are big, powerful men, but we've got some skilled batsmen in our side, and I'm really pleading with the media to be a bit more positive about the team. There's just always negative comments, and that is very draining sometimes. So I disagree with you totally. I don't think we're a bad T20 team at all. I think we've got some wonderful T20 players who we've backed and supported, and there's more positivity about them. I think they can become a force to be reckoned with. We know we need to improve, that's obvious, but it's a process. We haven't played many T20s over the last year, and I mean the T20 series in New Zealand was disappointing, but we played really well against Zimbabwe, and we come into this series pretty confident, so I'm hoping we can get some positive reporting about the side going into this series and leading into the World Cup.
Shubroto, your question please. Shubroto?
Russell, how possibility it is to do well against Australia after the Zimbabwe series? No Mushfiq, is that extra pressure for your side?
There's always pressure when you play international cricket. I think it's I can't understand the stringent rules Australia have placed on Mushfiq's bubble. I mean, 10 days surely would have been enough, so very disappointing with the way they went about it. But look, we want to play against some of the best teams in the world. That's what we ask for, and it's a great opportunity for one or two of the other younger players or fringe players to come and make a play and show what they're capable of. So we know Mushfiq, Litton are two big losses for us, but we've got a biggie squad here, and we've got some quality players who can replace those players, so it's a great opportunity for them.
Do you think Bangladesh capable to use the home advantage, especially in wicket? Are you looking for spin wicket?
I think we always want to play on a good wicket. There's no doubt that the conditions here will possibly suit us a bit more than to do it playing away from home. There's no doubt about that, but you've got to be able to play T20 cricket on good wickets, because that's what we're going to be faced when we're playing in the World Cup and playing away from home. So I'm pretty sure we'll get a good wicket for this series.
Ekush, your question please.
Is there any major injury concern in your team?
I can't hear you, Ekush.
Can you hear me? Hello?
I can't hear you. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Is there any major injury concern in your team? First question. And second question is, what should be the right approach to face Mitchell Starc and Josh Hazlewood? Thank you.
Firstly, no major injury concerns. Obviously, Shomo Saka is recovering from a mild strain that happened in Zimbabwe, but we're pretty confident that he'll be fit. And then Mitchell Starc and Cummins, and Hazlewood, we know they're quality bowlers. We've looked at some footage, but at the end of the day, you got to be playing the ball, not the man. End of the day, they're human. They're going to bowl some bad balls, and we've got to make sure our mindset's clear, and absolute clarity is that we've got to make sure we put the bad ball away. We know they're quality bowlers, but at the end of the day, we've got to play the ball, not the man.
Sikandar, your question. Sikandar.
Hi Russell, how are you?
How far are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Every team, I have two questions basically. One question is, every team play for their show their improvement and for win the game. After joining you the Bangla, how much improvement you are seeing this time, and do you think this is the high time to beat Australia here in Bangladesh?
Look, I definitely see some of the fringe players, or what the media like to call the younger players, putting in some big performances. Good to see the way Litton's coming through, Shomo showing some consistency, Naim Sheikh, young Shoriful putting in some match-winning performances with the ball. So I'm very pleased with the progress of the side. We know we're not the complete team yet. We've still got a long way to go to become that, but there are some really good signs, and some of those young players or less experienced players are putting in big performances. And then I don't know how many series Bangladesh have played against Australia before. Speaking to some of these boys, not many of them played a proper series against them. So it would be a great opportunity for us. Look, we're coming in here wanting to win the series, there's no doubt about it. We're not coming up here to just compete. We want to make sure that we give Australia a good go, and end of the day we want to try and win the series.
Mazhar, your question please.
Hi coach, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
Coach, my question is, last time when Australia toured Bangladesh back in 2017, there was a bit of psychological battle as well, as we were pretty pumped up and looking forward to beat the Aussies in the Test series. Is there going to be another psychological battle as well, apart from the skill set?
No, look, we obviously know Australia have got a rich history of cricket, but the history that's been created by Australian teams hasn't really been created by the group of players that are here at the moment. So we can only play against who we're facing. Bangladesh aren't scarred by playing against Australia in the past because they haven't played them that many times in the past. So like I've said, we know it's a great challenge. They're one of the powerhouses of world cricket, and for us to compete and win the series, we're going to have to be on top of our game. I come here as coach pretty confident that we can do that. If we do the basics really well, we can push Australia really hard, and I feel that we can beat them. So I don't think psychologically it's a massive issue for us, because there isn't much history between Bangladesh and Australia in this format in particular. So psychologically I don't think there's too much to be concerned about.
Jane Alam.
Hi coach, considering the condition in this series, will you miss any specialist off spinner in the Bangladesh squad, because Miraj is no in this squad? And another part of the question is, how challenging it will be for the Bangladeshi batsmen to face Mitchell Starc, Josh Hazlewood. I want to say that those wonderful Australian fast bowlers in this condition.
Well, number one, we've got Mehdi. Mehdi is here, so we do have a specialist off spinner. So Miraj has done really well in the one-day format, but we've got Mehdi here as our frontline off spinner. So we've got that base covered, and like I've said earlier, we know that they are two very skilled bowlers, but end of the day we can't be overawed by who we're playing against. We just got to face the ball and not the man. I think that's really important in terms of the psychology of it. They're human, they're going to bowl some bad balls, and we've got to make sure that our mindset is there, that we can put those bad balls away. So we won't be overawed by that at all. We've got to make sure we focus on playing the ball and not the man.
We've come down to the last couple of questions. Luis Cameron, you there?
Hi, Russell. Louis Cameron from cricket.com.au here. Shakib Al Hassan had a brilliant Test series against the Aussies last time they were in Bangladesh in 2017, and Australia have struggled a bit against left-arm spin in this in their recent West Indies series. How kind of important do you see him as being if you guys do want to beat the Aussies?
No, very important. Look, like I've always said, he's he's a very difficult player to replace because he bats in the top order and he bowls 4 or 10 overs in 50 over cricket. So he's going to be massively important for us, and he's been bowling really well. He's confident in his bowling at the moment. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how he shapes up against the Australian top order. We know that they have got quite a few right-handers in the mix, which could work in our favour as well. So Shakib's always a big player, and he's a player that always does well in big series. So I'm expecting some big performances from him over the next couple of weeks.
Thanks, Russell. Cheers.
Sure.
Zawad, you have a question?
Hi, Coach.
How are you?
How are you? Yeah, am I audible?
Oh, good.
Okay. My first question is, we have fewer opening pairs in this series because of not having Tamim and Litton. So if openers get any injuries between the series, so what will be the option?
Now, we thought long and hard about that, but obviously Shakib is there, and Shakib could move into the opening spot. We've also kept Mohammad Mitten back. I know he's a middle order batter, but in this format, I think he can do a job as an opener should one of the openers get injured. So yeah, touch wood, nothing happens to any of those opening batters. But should something happen, I think we'll have sufficient cover for them.